Why is Starfield rated M? Why is Halo rated M? Only the TV show that no one watched showed you Master Chief's cheeks. Have you ever seen the movie Hereditary?
Nobody admits anything they've done!
Same rating as Black Ops 7.
Keep poking around where you don't belong.
Download complete.
We're professional pokers. What do you expect?
There's clearly a different approach when it comes to how mature media is made between games and movies. I can't tell you how many movies I've seen that obviously should have been rated R, but were instead toned down to a PG-13 rating to get more ticket sales. Megan type beat. Video games are like Caleb. Caleb is in a frat and drinks Monster Energy with a constant supply of Zyn on the side. Caleb's favorite movies are Pacific Rim and Pulp Fiction. Caleb plays the newest COD and is actively looking forward to the next Madden. You know what Caleb thinks is cool and mature in gaming? Cutting off a dude's head in the first 5 minutes.
Hey, put that door back! Put that door back up! Wait!
And yeah, that wouldn't be appropriate for a child to play, unless you're a cool parent, but it's not really mature. It's just Caleb.
The fuck you say to me, you little
That sums up about 99% of every video game with an M rating you see. It's always about blowing dudes up, cutting dudes up, shooting at dudes, basically just killing a whole lot of things in a lot of different ways. God of War Ragnarok, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ghost of Yotei, and tons of others. If these games contain so much adult content, why are they all written like a bad YA novel? It's simple, really. They want to appeal to the widest possible audience. 9 out of 10 times, the M rating isn't actually due to any content that's truly confrontational or disturbing. It's there because, well, there's a lot of blood and exploding heads and smoking. It's gory, sure, but as someone who's been ruining friendships since 1v1 Rust on Modern Warfare 2, to say I've become numb to it would be an understatement. And don't worry, I'm not about to go on some heartfelt rant about Nintendo games, about how Mario and Zelda taught me to be brave, or that a pixelated cat can make you experience your first real sense of loss before the age of 10 as they tell you they're moving away and there's literally nothing you can do to stop them. No. At best, Mario taught me that punching things wouldn't hurt my hand. And to have a questionable relationship with any turtles nearby. And the Zelda game showed me that men can wear tights and still be cool, as long as you have a weapon. But what about a game where you experience dementia from the first person, where you wake in a panic every day, afraid of the very person you love as they try and care for you, where everyday tasks become obstacles to overcome? Already, that got heavy. Those explicit, well-written experiences are out there. I am talking broad strokes here. 2 of the most adult-ass games rated M for Mom, I'm Scared, Come Get Me came out not too long ago. Claire Obscure is the most emotionally invested a video game has made me as an adult. And Silent Hill F, well...
To Tuco! To Mother! Apologize for all the trouble you've caused us!
was one of the only times a horror game has actually made me feel a similar sense of dread as something like an Ari Aster movie. And it's not because of the gore or some buff military dude screaming, "They're fucking on us!" after smoking a cigar on the battlefield. They're written, well, like actual stories, not so much video games. They treat the player's intelligence with respect. I mean, honestly, from the very first lines of subtext-rich dialogue in both games, I was completely pulled in.
They said I can't play house with them because I hang out with boys.
Well, how about you play with your big sister instead?
Really?
It's not so much press X to get your speeder bike, or go talk to your parents in this extremely contrived long flashback sequence by holding forward on the joystick, which 2 games did last year, by the way, both set in ancient Japan, which isn't a lot.
But it's weird that it happened twice, right?
Romance used to be a pretty taboo subject in gaming. GTA's infamous hot coffee mod almost got them the exceedingly rare adults-only rating. What did any of us 90s kids have back in the day? SpongeBob's lights, camera, pants on PS2? Or maybe you'd play against a level 1 NPC as Zero Suit Samus on Super Smash Bros. Wii before quietly closing the door and going into photo mode and slowly zooming in. It was a different time. I remember begging my parents to let me get the big rated M Skyrim when it came out. But outside of the blood and guts, which are pretty par for the course, it was also rated M for sexual content, which, no, you can't have in Skyrim. Not on the Xbox 360 without mods, at least. There's like 2 books in some corner of the map that contain explicit material. In a book that you can read. In a video game. Hidden in a very specific area that you'd have to go out of your way to find, something that you wouldn't just stumble upon if you were playing the game, and you bet was my number 1 priority as a 14-year-old, the Lusty Argonian maid books in Helga's bunkhouse in Riften. I wasn't allowed to get Skyrim. But we are well past that. I don't even know what goes on in Fortnite anymore.
10 most sus emotes in Fortnite.
In fact, you can have intimate relationships with so many virtual characters that they can find out about each other and trick you into a fun night before tying you down to a bed and berating you. And you better hope your real life girlfriend doesn't walk into the room with that on the TV, because
I thought this game was just about fighting monsters and stuff. I don't know what that is. I've never seen this part before.
What the hell is this, Marcus?
I don't know, I've never gotten here before.
But for every Witcher 3, there are hundreds of Dragon Age Veilguards. If you understood everything I just said, then we both need to get out more. Countless examples of mature games with surface-level relationships and writing that absolutely refuses to go anywhere beyond a PG-13 level. What's funny, then, is that if you're looking for a game with mature themes and writing, they usually aren't rated M. In one of the best games you've never heard of, you watch the downfall of a singular family through their eyes. There are representations of child neglect, drug abuse, psychosis, paranoia. In one of the more profound moments in gaming, you watch a man further deteriorate into his psychosis before you.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation.
You spend your days working in a factory.
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
You wake up, you chop fish, you are lonely, but you're special.
His mind began to wander.
You're creative. In your mind, you're a king.
He told me he'd made a new friend on the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Yes, there's no way your life could possibly be this monotonous. No, you're a king, exploring your kingdom, greeting those who eagerly await your presence.
Even as his mother pleaded with him.
You always knew you were meant for something more. And maybe, just maybe, there's some small part of you screaming from inside that all of this isn't real.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
But you need to fulfill your destiny, to escape your drab life, and every king needs a crown.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
It's time to make this your reality.
There was only one thing left to do: bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Rated T for teen. Anyway, back to blowing dudes up. Okay, but here's the catch. As much as I love Edith Finch and similar games, most of them aren't really fun to play. I mean, fun in the same way rewatching Marley and Me might be. You're not going to unlock a new power-up or item that makes you more powerful in the next level, unless that item is a specific form of grief, and the next level is just more trauma, and the boss at the end is confronting your own sense of existential dread, and it's 2 a.m., I don't know why I'm still in this parking lot, has anyone seen my keys? It's clear that players want actually good stories in their single-player games. It's extremely rare for a single-player M-rated game to feel like it was written for adults, and treat the audience as anything other than Caleb. And that's why if you're this far in the video, you probably know them already. Love it or hate it, Cyberpunk undoubtedly has one of the best stories in gaming.
Overarching themes and other details can be picked apart, sure, and nothing is ever perfect.
But every character is just so well written. And stay with me here because it's about to get pretty crazy. There's some actually messed up quests and stories in this game, the kind of things you would see in a good detective or drama show. Every major character feels realistic in ways that some Netflix shows would hope for. Red Dead 2, judging by Reddit comments, and Reddit is known to be a pretty chill place where people aren't judgmental and definitely won't crucify you for misspelling one word on your title about an extremely sad situation, seems to be the game to have made a whole lot of grown men cry. And that's a common thing that gets repeated about this game, one that holds true for Cyberpunk as well, but is still so uncommon. It feels like a game made for adults. Baldurs Gate 3 actually lets you do what you want and live with the consequences. And man, is the player base horny. The gameplay is a little too slow for my broken brain, but something I can see from the outside that consistently gets praise is that it's just a well-written game, and the fact that you can decide how your story plays out just makes it that much more enjoyable. Signs of depression can be hard to spot, especially when you're experiencing it for yourself. A good indicator is if you ever find yourself looking at Steam charts for too long. So I'll make this quick. All 3 of those games have more players right now than anything Ubisoft or Sony has released since. Red Dead alone has more active players than Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows combined. And direct comparisons aside, the fact that a substantial amount of people are still playing games that are more than 5 years old at this point really highlights how few new releases are competing with them. And that's like already a good amount of every M-rated video game with good writing, as far as big budget, mostly AAA games go. And Soma. Well, that's another video entirely. Play Soma without looking up anything if you want a scarring, futuristic, moody horror game with a deeply depressing ending. And as much as I loved playing Resident Evil Requiem, which was just gory as shit, it kind of exactly proves my point. Before I get burned at the stake and publicly shamed, don't get me wrong, it's a great game through and through. In Capcom, we trust. But I'll admit, I let myself get fooled again. Because the story starts out interesting and dark and intense. By the end, you're fighting a giant spider, or having a conversation inside an underground nuclear reactor called Ark or something. It's not bad writing, it's just video game writing, and I hate to say it, something Caleb would probably like. Maybe I'm asking for too much. After all, people are supposed to play video games for fun. Crazy, I know. Requiem is no different than your popcorn summer blockbuster, and it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. It would just be cool if more single-player, expensive, story-driven games, well, actually had good stories. If you want a video game that will give you a uniquely poignant and mature experience, something that addresses deeper, more human concerns and trusts the player to sit with them instead of explaining everything outright, you're more likely to find that experience in something rated E.